every time we go to a house, we say we know you're in there. I've been watching you guys a long time. I don't always hear you say, Robert Card, we know you're in there, coming out with your hands up in all situations. Educate us.
Yes, Chris, I can't tell you how many times I've stood outside a house and done just that, or in an attic opening, or in a crawl space. FBI, FBI, I know you're in there, not knowing they were in there. This is really common in terms of if you're chasing an individual who's armed and dangerous and just did a mass shooting. This is how you're going to treat this situation. They're waiting on these search warrants. As these search warrants are being signed off, they're rallying SWAT units. And those SWAT units are likely, in this case, FBI. They were on the bullhorn. They probably got a hostage negotiator that's also attached to that SWAT team. And this is protocol, Chris. I know it seems odd, but as you go and serve these search warrants, they don't know who's in there, and they need to practice this very tactic they're doing.
All right, but Jen, tell me this. If they're there to exercise a warrant, then why aren't they exercising the warrant? By trying to enter?
Sure that they're making sure it's safe first. Who all is in there? Is anyone in there? Is he in there? I would submit that they don't know, and they're just making sure that they do this by the book.
That makes total sense, but it doesn't square with the fact that they seem to be backing off the residents if they were there to exercise a warrant. Anyway, for me, it's not academic. I'm very suspicious of these processes because I don't know how the guy got away from them initially. I got to tell you, I haven't covered one like this in a really long time, and it kind of created this insinuation pattern that, oh, yeah, he had a lot of planning. How do we know he had any planning? They say they found a note in the house. They didn't say what was on it, but other than that, how do we know there was any planning?
Well, I want to first address your first question. You said units are backing off, which we saw previously, and now we're seeing SWAT units, perhaps. And they'll keep one there just for safety. But likely, it's all dark there. Likely other agents and officers are going in and serving that warrant and looking and conducting that search. You're right, but you're going to back off all those SWAT teams. Right, because SWAT only has that
especially with him. Especially with him. This guy, now, they didn't tell us what kind of weapon they found in the car they believe was his at the boat launch, but they do know he has access to other weapons. And if he has anything like that kind of weapon with that, having the double the magazines, and he is a trained marksman, who's a training officer, not the kind of guy you want to tangle with if he's trying to figure out how to create an advantage for himself in that home. I totally get being cautious. Now, I have a couple more questions for you about your analysis, but I want to do something a little different here. Do me a favor. Open up the shot. I have two guys here who are listening to this conversation, and I just want to make sure they're cool. These two guys survived. They were witnesses, Chad and Kenny. And I want to make sure, you good listening to the conversation? I figure more information is better than less, right? Yeah. And you hear what's going on. All right, I just want to make sure. I'm going to talk to you in a second, but I want to make sure you're cool with this because, you guys survived the situation. Thank God you did. But this is inhumane stuff to be seeing, and I know it freaks you out, and I want to talk to you about it, and I appreciate you. I just wanted to check on you while you're listening to all this, all right? All right, so, Jennifer, I'm here with the guys. I'll be with them for a second. But for you, in your assessment of what we know about him and what's going on so far, what is your general take about what they're dealing with?
Well, they're dealing with a guy that potentially can be extremely difficult to find. Look, Cavalcante, we'll just reference him because that was an all-out man search or manhunt just like this one, but it was so different. They had him in an 8-mile radius. He didn't have a firearm that they knew of until way later. He was going door to door, basically foraging. This is a much different situation, and we don't know if he planned, but I kind of think he did, at least to a degree. Why do I think that? Because he got away. He went quickly from one location to another, really just within minutes, did both of those shootings, and then went 8 miles away to this boat dock. Why? It was very, I think, calculated as to why, and I think that's why he remains on the run and not captured yet.
Okay, so now I have another question for you. People at home may not know. Coffindaffer is also a weapons expert and understands how to train, and that's what this guy does. So the idea that the first numbers we got, horrifying, dozens and dozens and dozens of people involved, but it made sense. This guy was alone. He wasn't encountered by armed opposition as far as we know. We do know that there were some angels in that place that rushed him anyway, and, you know, had to pay for it. But certainly there were heroes there that at least slowed him down. But he had that modification to have 2 cartridges in there at the same time, 2 magazines. And he knows how to use the weapon. And he had time. You know, the police timeline takes you from about 6:56 to 7:08. So he's got 12, 13 minutes with little travel time between the 2 places. It's a lot of time to do a lot of killing. Then the numbers come down, thank God. There's still 18 too many who've lost their lives to this guy. 13 hopefully going to survive their injuries. But does it give a suggestion to you that he may have been more purposeful than just random because of how much potential lethality he could have committed?
I agree here, Chris. And this is why also, this is a trained sharpshooter, marksman, firearms instructor. He's not going to pray and spray like happens so often with some of these shooters. He is going to calculatingly use either his iron sight or his mounted sight. That would probably be a laser type sight. And he's going to sight in and he's going to take aim and he's going to shoot. You would not, as a firearms instructor or a tactical person, go in and spray and pray. You would take aim and shoot. So I agree with you there.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.